tonight with a low around 51. Sunny and warmer throughout Wednesday with a high of 81, then partly cloudy skies throughout Wednesday night with a low around 59. A slight chance for some rain showers throughout Thursday, partly sunny with a high of 79. Then rain may continue early Thursday night, otherwise mostly clear with a low around 50. Sunny with a high of 68 into Friday, then mostly clear skies throughout Friday night with a low around 41. I'm meteorologist Kara Foster. Currently, it's 46 degrees.
It's definitely a chilly one this morning compared to what it has been, right, Pete?
Yep. Things are feeling like September.
And you know what? I kind of love this kind of weather, though. I really, really do. I love put my sweatpants on and maybe a light jacket or sweatshirt and just sitting around the campfire.
Yeah, I actually did that Saturday night for a little bit.
Yeah, I did too.
Did you? Actually, no, Sunday night. It was Sunday night. Yeah, everything's all screwed up with this long weekend.
Oh, I know. I know. I've been gone since like the Friday.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I know. So I had a golf tournament on Friday, and I thought it was Saturday, and then just and the Iowa Rock and Roll Hall of Fame was going on. So
yeah,
went to the induction of that.
Cool.
I wasn't inducted. Our owner from KOW, Tony Koloff, been in radio for many, many years.
Yeah.
Now his son Jim is the owner of the radio station here, Mason City, Forest City, Britt,
right,
Charleston. I mean, we got North Iowa, Northeast, from Northeast all the way to Northwest Iowa covered pretty much. So
that's pretty cool.
Yeah. So it was good. And he said he was going to do a short speech, but I saw him afterwards in the hallway. I said, Tony, said it was 6 minutes long.
6 minutes, that's short.
Yeah, but that's from the time that he got introduced to walk out on stage and do some. So it was probably about a 2-3 minute speech, I suppose, that he had.
Yeah, that sounds pretty good.
Yeah, but I didn't give him a hard time though.
Oh, of course.
Pete, what's going on with the roadways? Because when I went to Okoboji this weekend, I took Highway 9 all the way over there. Didn't really have any road construction, but if you take Highway 18 or whatever they call that between here and like Britt.
Yep.
Is that 218? Is that 18 or is that 28?
No, that's 18.
It's still 18. Okay.
Yep.
I've been confused ever since they changed it all.
Yeah, it's 18 up to the interchange in Clear Lake. And then on the east side of the interchange going through Mason City, it's 122.
122. Okay.
Yeah, because 18 then follows interstate down to the avenue.
Right.
And then into Charles City.
That's how that is. Okay.
Yep.
All these years it's been going on. For how many years has it been that way now?
Quite a while. I was not doing this job when it changed because I remember doing the story on it.
Oh, really? Oh,
yes,
wow.
I do.
Yeah, you learn something new every day.
There you go.
Yeah. So what is going on with the road construction? Anything new? Anything started new? Wrap it up. What do we got?
Yeah, actually, we got a new project that's going to be starting today on interstate down in the Dow's area. It would be going from Dow's up to the Saragota County line. We're going to be doing a microsurfacing project there. So you'll be seeing some lane closures. Again, no detours or anything like that. Just be aware of it, that there will be some lane closures going on. And then starting next week in the Clear Lake area, probably from about where Interstate and the Avenue, that interchange where you can get off to go east on the Avenue, up north to about B20, some patching is going to start in that area because we're going to be resurfacing that area as well. So those are the things that are starting new that you're going to want to be aware of. And I think we touched on it last week too, that you will be seeing work on interstate probably from Dow's up to the Minnesota border over the next couple of months between patching and some resurfacing and some microsurfacing. So that's something to look out for. Again, there won't be any detours or anything like that. There'll just be some lane closures. We're doing the microsurfacing project on 69 between Belmont and Garner. That microsurfacing should wrap up hopefully by the end of this week. Then the contractor will leave, and then they'll be back in a few weeks. They've got to let the microsurfacing cure, and they'll come in and cut rumble strips as well as put in the paint markings. I know we've talked about before, a big milestone on these bridge projects is a deck pour. And we have a deck pour scheduled for Friday on the 122 bridge on the west side of Mason City. So that's good news. You're going to see some more work starting on Iowa 3 between Hampton and the interstate. They're going to start the resurfacing work. So that will be Pilot Car and Flagger. That should be starting later this week. And other than that, everything else is pretty much status quo, which at this point is good, meaning the projects are progressing and moving forward.
Yeah. Now, do you guys have, at the start of the season of the road construction, do you guys have like a set date that your goal is to have everything wrapped up going into the cooler temperatures?
We have, target dates, and a lot of it depends on to the contracts. I don't want to get into all the details, but every project has a contract, and they each have several or however many working days. Some of them are set up where the contractor has this many working days to complete the project, or some of them are set at calendar days where you need to be done by October 10th, just throwing
Right.
that date out. So a lot of it depends on the contract, a lot of it depends on the project, and a lot of it depends on the weather.
Right, because we live in the Midwest where it's not always great.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, perfect example was what the high water and flooding did to a lot of our bridge projects this year. It you just you just can't predict it.
Right.
You try to hope for the best, and then you just be ready for whatever comes at you.
Yeah. So, well, that's like I said, that's the Midwest weather. So,
That is very true.
'cause I know some spots that they start, like over more west, northwest sections, they always try and start like right after Memorial Day. They are done. They are done at Memorial Day, and they don't start up now until they're probably starting road construction now. Again, fixing over and I'm talking like the Okoboji area, Spencer
Right.
area.
The labor, you mean before Memorial Day and after Labor Day?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not our district, but I'm aware of that project, and I know they've worked really hard with the city, with the community, with the chamber, with the Convention and Visitors Bureau over there to, like you mentioned, keep construction away from their busy tourist season. And luckily, it's a project that lends itself to that, where they are able to work in the off-peak times. And from what I understand, things have gone pretty well.
Yeah, it's just weird to hear that they're starting road construction at in September.
Yeah. A lot of it, like I mentioned too, depends on the project. There are
Right.
projects that, like these microsurfacing projects, are going to take a couple weeks. We can start them now. That's not a big issue. So
Right.
it's all, and some of it depends on the funding as well. Our fiscal year starts on July 1st. So there's projects where there's money that's not available to start the project until after July 1st. So there's a whole lot that goes into project schedules.
And we just touch the surface of it. We don't get too deep.
No, we don't need to go any deeper than we just did.
Pete, big week. Anything else in the road construction business? In the Iowa DOT update brought to you by Mason City All Risk Insurance.
No, that pretty much covers it. Again, keep your eyes on 511. We will be hopefully in the next few weeks getting to the point where we have some more firm end dates on some of these projects. Once we hit towards the end of September, we'll hopefully be able to get some of those. But again, just because we are in September doesn't mean there aren't new projects starting, and there's still maintenance going on the highway. So keep an eye on the website, the app, so you're aware of what might be happening.
Sounds good. Big weekend this weekend, Pete. We got 5 days of football.
I tell you what, that's just 2 days too little for me. I'd rather have 7, but I'll
Right.
take 5.
Right. Well, Thursday, everybody's going to get through work okay on Thursday. Friday might be a little struggle for some people. And then you got the big game, because the Chiefs and somebody play Thursday night.
Chiefs
And then-
in Baltimore.
And then Packers and the Eagles play on Friday night.
Yep.
Then you got the big game on Saturday between Iowa State. Who you going for, Pete?
Oh, I think you know who I'm pulling for.
Okay, we'll just leave it at that.
I'm
And
pulling
then-
for Iowa.
So you got an Iowa person and an Iowa State person.
That's right.
Studio divided right here.
That's right.
I got the house divided, studio divided, friends divided, and then of course the Vikings play on Sunday,
Yep.
and then we have Monday Night Football.
That's right. I don't even know who plays Monday night.
I don't need. No, it's Jets and
Oh, yeah.
49ers and Jets.
Yes, that's right. Because Aaron
Yeah.
Rodgers plays more than 3 plays, hopefully.
Right? Yeah, exactly. So see how he comes out in his debut
Exactly.
with the Jet again.
Yeah, no, it's going to be a fun weekend. Both Iowa and Iowa State took care of business this weekend, so now they can. And both those teams really showed nothing. They just more or less handed the ball off and passed the ball a couple times.
Right.
They don't show anything before they face each other, which is understandable. So it'll be fun to see what happens on Saturday.
Yeah, because Iowa got kind of off to a slow start. I mean, they won like 40-0, but it was like 0-0 like in the first quarter or whatever.
Yeah, I think the final, or it was 6-0 at half. And yes, no, they did not perform real well, but they also had they had a bunch of penalties that really took away big plays that could have changed things in the first half. But that's why they're penalties. You can't do them, and
Yeah.
I'm sure that's something that needs to be cleaned up.
Well,
I
and Kirk
did,
Ferentz,
uh, I
Coach
did have
Ferentz
to
was on
laugh
there.
real quick on X. One of my friends sent me like a little joke, and it was a pretend phone call from Kirk Ferentz's wife Mary
Oh,
to Seth Wallace, the Hawkeyes, who was doing the coaching, and it was Mary saying, "Hey Seth, Kirk fell asleep in the recliner at halftime. Go ahead and call whatever you want now."
I I heard that. I don't know if you told me that or somebody else told me that.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty entertaining.
Yeah, that was good. Or do you suppose he was at home doing the calls from home?
I doubt it. I think that's a pretty strict restriction of you're suspended. You do not have anything to do with them that day.
Oh, okay, all right. That's what you think, Pete.
Yep, you have to.
We'll be hearing about it in the news again. Parents
Right.
calls plays from recliner.
Yeah, they had a drone out there or something bringing in the plays.
Right. Yeah. Interesting. Vikings. Oh, you think Darnold's going to do okay?
I hope so. I really do. I mean, this is literally a make or break career for him, career year. He's
Yeah.
had a few opportunities and he hasn't been in the best situations, and this is obviously the best situation he has been in. So yeah, if he doesn't take advantage of it now, it's probably going to be backup roles for the rest of his career. So we'll see. We've talked about many times. I'm very hesitant to lean one way or the other, but I'm I'm cautiously optimistic. How's that?
You're always that way, Pete.
I am. I
Positive Pete. Positive Pete. And then there's me, negative Nelly. But
am.
there's always next year.
Yep. I'm not going to say that in September.
No, October, we'll revisit that.
That's why I was just talking to somebody last night with college and NFL. I don't start making I don't start making predictions or getting worried or excited until about mid-October.
All right. Well, we'll see how the season goes for everybody.
Unless I'm a Florida State fan, then right now I'm a little worried.
Yeah. My brother called today from Florida. Said, "Did you see that game?" I said, "Yeah, I heard they got beat." I don't like Florida.
0-2.
Yeah.
What were they ranked last week? The first week of the season, they were ranked like, I don't know, 5 or something like that. And last night they were ranked 10th. And yeah, I'm curious to see where they'll be ranked come later today.
Yeah. My brother was so upset. He said, "They'll be lucky to go 1-12."
Yeah, that might be stretching it, but
Well, yeah, he was at the game.
oh, was he really?
And he says the players just look so slow.
Huh,
It was
that's
ridiculous.
crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when you think of Florida State or any Florida team, you don't really think of slow.
No, but this year he's not impressed. He's a little
I
upset.
don't blame him. I think a lot of people are.
Hey, as long as the Hawkeyes and the Cyclones, you and I do great. Who cares what everybody
That's
else does?
right. Drake even won.
Yeah, I know.
I am going to throw out and give my University of North Dakota team a little bit of credit. I thought they played well in Ames, especially after that first play of the game. What Iowa State scored in 2 plays, and they could have really just kind of said, "Oops, what are we in for?" But
Right.
they played tough. They couldn't get the ball in the end zone, but I think they played respectable.
Well, there you go. That's your own opinion, but
Yeah.
we've got it. No, I'm
I
kidding.
actually had a hardcore Iowa State fan call me last night
Uh-huh.
and say you should be proud of how they played. He said, especially that, what was it, a 12-minute drive in the end of the
Right.
first quarter, beginning of the second quarter. He was at the game and he said it just sucked the life right out of the stadium, even though they only got 3 points out of it. But
Right. Yeah, you work that hard and then boom. And then
yeah,
Minnesota, they got a bad kicker. I mean,
ugh,
it seems like if you're on a football team, whether it's college or football or professional in Minnesota, you're jinxed as a kicker.
tell you what, there's a lot of facts to back you up on that one.
Well, and how about being the trigger guy on the old fireworks, the celebratory fireworks?
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah. I said, couldn't have been somebody from Minnesota firing out the fireworks. Had to have been somebody from Iowa.
Yeah. They reminded me, this was several years ago back in the Metrodome. They had a little cannon that they would shoot off when the Vikings scored a touchdown,
Yeah.
and they threw a pass to Chris Carter, and he was wide open in the end zone. And the guy set off the cannon like a second before Chris Carter caught it, and was right in the corner of the end zone where Carter caught it. And Carter caught the ball and ducked because he wasn't expecting it to go off before he caught the ball.
Right. That's anticipation.
Yeah, exactly.
So, well, we'll see. Well,
Yep.
Pete, have yourself a wonderful week, and we'll talk to you again. If not this weekend, we'll talk to you next week. All right.
All right. Sounds great. Thanks, Jay.
98.7 Kiss Country. We put the more in morning. More